and welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this channel we're all about empowering women and monetizing your knowledge using the power of social media. So in today's video I'm going to share with you a brief journey about my entrepreneurship life, where it started, how I got started, and where I am today. So if you're interested in that story, keep watching. Welcome back. Like I mentioned earlier, we're all about how my passion for entrepreneurship started, how I felt it. It's going to be a brief story about how it all happened. Right, so it all started in varsity when I was doing my third year. Because my first year at varsity was 2010, 11, 12. So 2012, there was something called cultural festival. So it used to happen around August, September, depending on the academic calendar of that year. What used to happen at our cultural festival at my institute was the whole week. We have the whole week from Monday to Friday, whereby each culture showcase their food, their outfit, their drinks, their everything, their dances, we just did all sorts of things like drama and everything, you know, culture by culture. We had our golems those years. There were the Mali Dondo, Ali Dondo. So, and then we had our own Zambesians, Caprivians. We had our own Hereros. We had Oshuambus, we had Kavangus, we had Damaris, we had Damaranamas, we had literally all cultures in our country. During that week, each cultural group has their own stand where they sell their own food and their own drinks and all that. If you want to buy, you know, just to make extra cash. So that's where everything started. The first time in 2012, I asked my parents to send me a whole cool box of fresh river fish called Zambezi bream. Yeah, that time I was just a student. I was renting. My sister was helping me paying out my rent and stuff. I cooked with what I had. I started from home. I had the maize meal, Topsco. Then I went to Stop and Shop, one of the local markets in Windhoek. I went to go buy veggies, green leaves called 5 years. They are not spinach. It's different from spinach, quite hard. Yeah. So I came back home. I cooked nothing. I didn't really went and buy and say this is the investment that I'm putting in the business. No, I just started from home with what I had. I fried the fish. I cooked mutete, we call it sindambi. I cooked delele, okra. I cooked the 5 years I'm talking about. I made fish. I made pap. Drove all the way to the palm tree in town where the cultural festival would happen. I displayed my food. I would sell, you know, a lump of pap, $5, and then maybe a spoon of spinach, also $5, something like that. The first time it was a loss because I didn't know how to price anything, and especially when it came to fish, it was a total loss because people are there, they're complaining. You know how customers can be. It was my first time working with customers. It was my first time with this experience, you know, and I was also, it was a learning curve for me. So customers will be there, no, it's too expensive, your fish is nice but we can't buy because it's expensive and what. And then because I also want to sell, I'll just give in and say like, okay, you can have it at $15. But literally that $15 is probably what my mother or my dad bought that fish for. So the whole transport from Katima, 1.34 kilometers to Windhoek. So when I get here, I think I paid for it. They paid for it also. My parents paid for it, I think about 300 or 400 because they know, the drivers, they know it's fish. Obviously you're going to resell it, so you're going to make profit out of it, so they also charge you as much. So that's how it happened the first year. The whole week I managed to sell everything, and yeah, I also managed to get everything back. The money that they spent, I think they spent about 600 to buy the fish. And then the very first day, that very first afternoon, I sold. I think I'll be leaving some pictures and some proof, if you want, on the site, because I have some backed up on either on my Facebook, those years when I was using Facebook, and some are also backed up on my Google photos. So yeah, immediately that day I could sell out everything because it was almost lunchtime, and I would announce it on all the groups on Facebook. On my wall I'll put like, no guys, lunch is here, I have this and this. I'll show pictures and people come and support, those from home, those that likes the food. And then I also posted like now on the university's page, and like, no, there's this kind of food. Actually a lot of people like our fish, which is the Zambezi bream, so that was the main attraction to my stand. So after selling out almost half of that, I realized people needed drinks. So half of that money that I made that day, before it was even maybe 3, I had to quickly send someone to go and buy for me cool drinks, soft drinks, you may, yeah. So the small ones, like the 330 milliliters, and then yeah, I also sold those ones for $10. Those days I think you could get them at $5 in a shop. So you quickly go buy them at shop price for $5, then you come and resell for $10. I think that's where my money came from mostly. So that's how it happened. That whole week I sold like that, and then yeah, in the morning, by the end of the day, there was nothing, so I had to go pass by the shops now, buy whatever was not there. So that's how it happened. So by the end of that, I was able to buy myself the first mat that I had in my house, because you know, the renting life when you're a student, I just had my bed and I was stepping on the floor, and I don't know how to say it, but I'm not supposed to step on a cold floor, because then I have problems with my lower abutment. So that's how it happened. So I went, I bought my first mat, I bought a lot of food, I refilled my fridge that month, because usually my sister could only afford to pay for me rent, and then maybe out of that I would only be left with a 200 or 300 like that. So that's how it was, and I never really bothered because I knew she was trying her best. So yeah, whatever extras I really had to, you know, hustle on my own. And I'm one person that never liked asking money or to tell her that what you're sending me is not enough, because I'll move from one place, maybe we had issues with the landlord, or maybe the landlord decides no, they are also selling the house or something. So I'll just be moving without telling her that where I'm moving rent now is going to be this much. So yeah, that is just how I was doing it. So to support myself, I had to think outside the box and see, okay, this is how I'm supposed to live. So I guess maybe I took it from my mom, because my parents, also my dad, was just like that. They were all business people. So growing up, I saw how my mom would leave us. She goes to Zambia, she buys dry fish, bubble fish, or maybe they go and buy, you know, by the riverside dry fish. They bring to the bamboo side, they sell, and then she would stay maybe 2-3 weeks. And then when she goes back, everything is gone. We're kind of rich. We'll be eating different. We'll be seeing new furniture coming in the house and things like that. So yeah, that's how it happens. The same with my dad. He also used to do the same. If there's no fish like within our region, then he will be the one to go to Zambia to go buy, and then brings all the way home to Katima, and then my mom will take it from there, bring to Windhoek, bring to Roodfontein, take to Avamboland, and go sell the things. So that is how we used to do it. So that is basically how it all started. It started at university in a palm tree park. All of you know where that is, especially if you're in Windhoek. All right, so the following year, 2014, another sister of mine paid for my nail training. So I think that 2013, 2012, 13, 13, that's why I tasted okay. And I was like, no, your own money tastes different, guys. Your own money tastes different, and I loved the taste that I didn't want to stop there. So 2014, I went for nail technician training. It was about, no, it was 5 days, because the third day is when I became like, that's when I was like a good technician. Then the 2 days were just to polish. That training was like a whole training. It was 1.4, I think, a whole training. Then you get the machine, but it was like a small machine. I'll also leave pictures here. I think I still have pictures of all the small machine, the brushes, the tips, clear tips, and French tips, and all that. So yeah, so I was one of the mobile nail technicians. We were one of the first mobile technicians in Windhoek that time. So I would advertise on my social medias. My friends were the first people to support me. Guys, I appreciate you so much. People have been supporting. My friends and families have been supporting me since day one, and I really appreciate it up to date. So I'll be like, okay, French tips are 120. If you're in academia, I can come, but definitely you have to cover my taxi money. So for me to leave where I stay, by that time I was staying in Katutura, next to Seminarium Stadium. So I get a cab, I go to academia, I get a cab, I go to UNAM, wherever you are in Windhoek, as long as you cover for me my taxi money. So that's how it happened. So that year, December, 2014 December, when I went back for holiday back home, I made sure that I organized and I got a place in a salon. So I got a corner. That's where I was doing my nails. Again, my friends from high school that were in Katima that time, could come, tell each other, word of mouth. That's how they were coming. But okay, though it wasn't moving so fast, I just decided again, maybe okay, in the meantime, instead of just sitting in the salon waiting for customers, maybe I can braai outside the premises. So I decided to start braaiing outside, but unfortunately that didn't go for long because people were complaining. Some authorities came and they warned me like, no, I didn't talk to anybody and blah blah blah. So that lasted, I think, for only 2 days. And I think the first day it was not a problem because not many people were coming. But the second day, because now people were coming, everyone really wanted the meat, they were enjoying it, making salsas and all those things there. So I don't know. The money that I made that December holiday, 2014. Oh, I also forgot. 2014, I was also into DIYs. So I would watch a lot of DIY videos on YouTube. I also liked Pinterest that time. It also just came. No, not really that it just came, but I just got familiar with it. I saw how other people were decorating and what. I was into that. I loved that. I actually wanted also to start wedding decorations, but I think I was limited because that time I also was an intern at the same university where I was. So I think my time was limited. That's one, and maybe I just didn't take it serious. And also maybe the capital to start with that, but I didn't mind because I wanted to start with balloons, which is something that is still in me up to now, but yeah, maybe sometime. So during the same December there was a wedding, a friend's wedding, and I was given the honor to decorate, and I did. Yeah, so that is just me. I just love doing things like that. But I knew somehow I wanted to start a business out of it. But yeah, I don't know really. I can't tell what really happened on that part. So January came, January of 2015. Before I came back from holiday, I crossed over to our neighboring country. Hello, Zambia. And I went, I bought materials like we call it shitenge. So I bought materials. I went as far as Livingstone. So that's where I went to go buy alone. So I went to Livingstone. I bought my material because Zambia, it's not really difficult because we speak the same language almost. There's Lozi. Silozi is what we speak in our region. It's the official language of our region. So you get people all along up to Livingstone. So no one will really rob you. It's just the accent that is different. So they'll know you from the accent. I was able to travel alone. I went to Livingstone. I bought the stuff. I bought material, and then I came back to Windhoek with the same material. The idea was to come and resell. So the profit that I made from the nails and what I crossed over to buy so that I can come and continue, earning more money on the side. I sold the materials. One of the people to sell materials in Windhoek, they sold out so fast. They finished, and I sent my sister again. She bought for me some, and she sent, and then I continued selling like that. And as per culture, as per tradition, August, September came, cultural festival, we continued with the routine. Continued making extra cash, selling the same stuff, selling fish. This time around I knew how to price and how to deal with customers. It's either you buy it at the price that I give you, or you really don't, or you don't get it. And then I just decided, okay, maybe I'll try to help them. I'll try to meet my customers halfway. Instead of selling a whole fish, I'll cut it in the middle, and then I'll have two parts and price them differently, so that if the person can't afford the price of the whole thing, they can, okay, maybe have a piece of it. Because also someone complaining that, okay, I can't buy this whole big fish, I won't be able to finish it. So it's like, okay, I'm going to cut it on the middle. So that's how I did it. I cut it on the middle and I give it. Okay, the same year, 2015, October, my sister died. The one I was following, she died in October. So that's where a lot of things also, that was another turning point. It was something else. My life went into a different direction. So, okay, that was October, November, December. December, I didn't really do anything business-wise. January of 2016, I came back from holiday. January, February, March. The whole of January, February, I was just like, I wasn't myself, I wasn't okay, so it affected me really bad. So I just thought I needed something to keep me sane, and that's when I enrolled for my master's degree at the same university. And then I was like, okay, that's where my other journey started. So the whole of 2016 business-wise was on hold. 2017 business was on hold because I had to study. So 2018 I was introduced to online marketing. I was introduced to YouTube. Actually, YouTube, I created my YouTube account 2013 because of that cultural festival. So I'll take videos of people dancing and what we're doing, their dramas, and upload them there. But after some time, I can't remember which year exactly, I just decided to delete all the videos that were on my YouTube channel. So, but the channel remained until last year. Yeah, until last year, September, that's when I started uploading again. So yeah, so 2018 I was introduced to digital marketing, to digital stuff, digital digital products, social media marketing, digital media marketing, just the online world. So I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. Maybe one can, one day be that. But I wasn't really full into it until 2019 when COVID hit us hard. Because 2018, I relocated back to Windhoek. I think that's a story for another day. I think my academic life, I'll talk about it. My academic and the career life, I'll talk about it sometime in another video. Let me know in the comments if you want to know about that. If you want to hear how that all went. Yeah. So 2018, again, was the birth of one of my social media, the first social media, which is called Meal 24. So the meal is like, when I came back to Windhoek, I had my job. So I decided I'm going to continue with what I know from the good golden days of cultural festivals. So I started selling fish again in Windhoek. I started making pap, started making fish, and I had great customers. Up to now, I still have good customers. The only problem is just COVID came and everything changed, because everything now, the supply is really expensive now. I can't afford, it will be a total loss if I have to buy fish again, send them here and whatnot. I tried, but it was a loss. So 2018, I started again cooking pap and selling, and that time I started now delivering. So what I'll do, I was working on orders. So someone tells me, no, they want lunch, and the lunch pack, I also leave pictures. A lunch pack would be $70, pap in cocoa, fish, and 5 years. Yeah, so that is how I used to sell it. So I sold it around. A lot of people came across my page. They loved what I was doing. I was supplying a certain embassy also on a monthly basis. Yeah, so basically what would happen that time is from the previous day, people can start placing their orders for the following day. So if you want lunch, you let me know. No, I want lunch. I want lunch. I want only fish, maybe 3 fish or something like that. That's how they'll do it. So if they want lunch, the latest they could order was up to 9 in the morning. So from 9, then I know I'm cooking for 10 people. I know I'm cooking for 2 people today. So that is how I was doing it. So by 9 I start cooking, so that by 12 or 12:30 I leave the house. I start delivering. I drive around delivering, competing with taxis now because it's rush hour. So I have to go and deliver this food. Make sure that this food, the latest or the last person who's going to get the food, gets the food at 1 o'clock exactly, because that is lunch. So that's how I used to do it. So I make sure latest the last person must get their food at 1 o'clock. If I made sure that my clients should have their lunch at the right time. 2018 was the birth of that, and then I also joined some groups where you resell. I joined the Chinese groups, China groups, where you buy from China shoes, whatever, then you come and resell. You know, it wasn't, that time we were not really a lot of people that were doing that, but it was a lot. But yeah, at least you still had your customers buy. So that is how I managed to have all these side hustles. But in 2018, they were actually my mainstream of income. Yeah, because, you know, Mgelo had rained, I had to support my husband. I'm just not that person who just sits at home and just wait on my husband to bring everything home. So yeah, now 2019 came, 2020, the first lockdown in Namibia came, and that's where I stopped now, like with the cooking, because now it was difficult for the fish to get to me. So yeah, during that time, the last stock of fish that I had, now I just decided, okay, I'm going to sell it raw. People can go and cook for themselves, because I was teaching them. I had videos on how to show them behind the scenes on how you clean, how you fry the fish, how you do everything with the fish. You know, if you decide to steam it, and yeah, like that. So people now could buy and do it on their own. So it also gave me a break, because now I'm like, I don't have to work. Imagine if I come back home by 1:30 or 2 o'clock on the dot, and then someone again still orders for dinner, and then so by 4 I have to start cooking for dinner, so that by 6 they get their food. So that is how hectic it was. It was a really hectic schedule, but I managed to walk through. And then, but it was really too much on me. It was hectic. And then we sat down with my husband. He was like, no, we must find an alternative to this whole situation. And like, okay, I think selling raw fish would work. So that's where the raw fish selling came, so that I can just save myself. Some days I can just say, no, today I'm not working, but I have raw fish. If you want, you can come and get. And people come and get. And especially weekends, most of people felt it was also expensive to buy a plate than just buy 5 fish. Was going for $100. So 5 is enough for one person. If you stay alone, that's really enough. And if you have a family, it's also good enough. So yeah, it was a bargain. You have to walk around. You have to work around. In business, you have to it's critical thinking. You have to know how you can help yourself and how you can help your customers. You know, it must be a win-win situation. First lockdown came, and that's when now I just pivoted now to content creation. I'm like, let me dig into this whole content creation thing and see what is going on. And then yeah, there I was. Now I started paying attention. I joined webinar, I joined workshops, I joined challenges, and then I gained my knowledge. But I was like, okay, I have a direction. I know where I'm supposed to go now and all that. So since then I've been here. That's when now I decided, okay, I'm going to make this YouTube thing come back to life. I'm going to share what I have to share. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do entrepreneurship because it's something that I have knowledge. And then, yeah, I'm going to share my how being productive and just to inspire someone who is just out there. Maybe they don't know what to do. They don't have any direction. So basically that was it. Basically that's where we ended up here. I did online classes. I bought courses, I bought ebooks, I invested in a lot. So now I am here, guys, to help you guys also grow from 0 to something, right? So if you want to know more about how this whole journey has been, the content creation journey, please let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to share with you what I've been through, what I've learned, my mistakes and everything. Though I'm already sharing it with you guys on my YouTube channel. And also you can follow me on Instagram at Mwaka the Wifeprenuer, at Mwaka the Wifeprenuer. That's the brand. That's the brand, the personal brand of content creation. So yeah, I share a lot of things concerning YouTube or social media, productivity. Yeah, like I said, I am here, guys, to help you make money or monetize your knowledge and skills using the power of social media. So guys, I'll see you in my next one. Thank you.